Greetings. Welcome back to part 4 of 7 Habits by Stephen Anchovy. And we're going to finish up by talking about the golden goose a little bit more. One of the great examples of killing the golden goose is the business, the corporate raiders, people that go into jobs and make short-term decisions to try and increase profit to the detriment of their company. One classic example was somebody who bought a thriving seafood restaurant that had famous chowder. And the first thing they did was water down the chowder to make more money. And they made a bunch of money very quickly, the golden egg, but they lost their customer base because people were not happy. And as you can expect, it went downhill, and then it's almost impossible to recover because bad news travels 13 times faster than good news, and that was the end of that. So he killed the golden goose, killed the chowder chicken. You can buy an employee's hand, but you cannot buy their heart. And you can buy their hand, but you can't buy their heart. You can buy their back, but you can't buy their brain. So why, if you want to get the most out of an employee, you have to inspire them and respect them and not kill their golden goose. Like, why can you mistreat employees but not mistreat customers? It's part and parcel of the same gig. You're not going to tap into somebody's potential if they don't feel engaged and respected. So we want to define ourselves from within. In order to care more about the lives of other people, we have to care less what they think. And with that, we're going to move on, after the longest introduction in book history, to habit 1. Be proactive. Self-awareness is what sets humans apart in the animal kingdom. There's no animal that can imagine themselves sitting on a chair and really take a good look at the life that it represents. They're products of their instincts. Also, you're not habits. We are definitely not our moods, our habits, and our thoughts. That's what an animal is. They are just the sum total of their instincts and their present situation. That's why we can break habits. Yes, that's what I was saying. Also, why we can. I thought I was Korean actually for a second there. We can't understand how others see themselves without being able to see ourselves properly. That's one of the byproducts of self-reflection, is the ability to understand how other people see themselves in the world. Statements like, "Oh yes, it's like looking into the social mirror." Looking into the social mirror and trying to gauge yourself based on what other people think of you. It's like looking in the crazy mirror at the circus. Statements like, "You're never on time. You must be an artist. You eat like a horse." And they're out of proportion reflections. They're disjointed. We are not controlled by our conditions, despite what you would learn from various theories of determinism that are out there. The 3 prevailing theories are genetic determinism, environmental determinism, and psychic determinism. Whether our habits and our condition are destined from our genes, nationality, things of that sort, or whether they're conditioned from our environment, someone else or something, or a social policy that's causing us to be the way we are, or if it's a psychic determinism, like when we're being brought up, the way that we were influenced during our formative years. And clearly there's some truth to all of these things, but they're all based on stimulus and response, as if that every stimulus is going to be met with the same every stimulus will be met with the same response each time. But as the world of quantum physics tells us, nothing is for certain. There's always more possibilities out there. So you can think of us like we are living in superpositions of all the different possibilities that we could be existing in, and those factors that can be deterministic. Uh, they may increase the odds of a certain reality becoming true, but ultimately we have the ability to change our own path. And so those other things can easily be self-fulfilling prophecies. I know more than once in my life I've fallen into wanting to blame those things. Actually, each one of them in different ways. And it's an easy way. It's easy. It's easy to do. It's easy to shift the blame because then you're no longer accountable. And yeah, it's a lot more. It's a lot more work, but also a lot more rewarding to defy said maxims. Like the classic example is Viktor Frankl, who lived through Nazi Germany, lived through the Holocaust, lost his mother, father, brother. Not a good time, but he was self-aware and realized that his identity was intact. They could do things, unspeakable things to his body, but they couldn't touch his mind, really. We can't, and the most intelligent animals, they can be trained to be responsible, but they can't take responsibility for their training. See that lovely Spoonerism there? Yeah, they can't direct this these responsibility, and therefore they can't change our programming. But our unique human endowments allow us to do the same, and we can program ourselves outside of our instincts. And that's a good message to end on. Thank you very much.